About 14 years ago, Sony released a device called the Sony Xperia Play. It was essentially taking parts from the PSP Go, the PlayStation 1, and mobile phones of the era and bowling them up into this just horrible amalgamation to just get the Sony Xperia Play. A way to play your favorite core selection of PS1 games on your mobile phone. It was a slide-out controller system like the PSP Go, and utilized, instead of a full proper analog stick, these two touchpads, much like some other devices we've seen over the years. But this is its first approach that we all probably remember the most clearly. It had all your core features: ABXY, D-pad, the two weird touchpads, and right and left bumper, though you did not get any triggers. Because at the end of the day, it was still supposed to be your mobile phone. It was a basic phone. It wasn't especially powerful at the time, but it was really fun being able to play full, real video games from home consoles on the go. And that's why this most recent announcement from iNeo is so exciting. The iNeo Pocket Play is iNeo's first attempt to make an actual mobile phone inspired by the Xperia Play 14 years later. There was a rumored Xperia Play 2 about 10 years ago or so, but it never ended up coming to fruition if I remember correctly. And this new iNeo Pocket Play device is pretty darn interesting, but we still don't have 100% a clear image of what this device is going to actually end up being, especially when it comes to cost and the specs. But knowing iNeo, it is going to be very expensive. It's certainly going to be a premium device and should hopefully come spec'd like a premium device. Some of you might remember a device that came out earlier this year, the Ambernic RG Slide. It's personally one of my favorite emulation handhelds, and it also takes a very similar approach. But it took the idea a little bit more in the handheld console direction, not really as closely tied to the original Xperia Play. Like, for example, the RG Slide has full-blown analog sticks and proper triggers and bumpers and all that jazz. The new iNeo Play is kind of going in more into that Xperia Play idea, because it is still supposed to be predominantly a mobile phone. It's going to be made out of pretty much straight aluminum, topped with glass and all that amazing stuff. It also does not have the analog sticks like the RG Slide. It takes the weird touchpad analog sticks from the original Xperia, which is fine. I'm not entirely enthused about it, but it is nice to have them and then not to have them at all. And the kinds of games I would personally be playing on this wouldn't be 3D platformers. I would probably mostly stick to the 2D stuff for the sake of what this console or phone is going to be. And I'll be honest, I don't know very many people who would want this as their mobile device. Some of you might be aware that there's this really cool controller attachment that you can get for your iPhone. It's called the M-Con. It is a MagSafe attached controller for your iPhone. And I'm not entirely sure if they made a version that works with Android, but it doesn't really matter. For the sake of this video, it is essentially the same idea, but attaching it to an existing phone, having a slide-out controller with full-blown analog sticks, buttons, and triggers and all of that to play all your favorite games. And on top of that, the iPhone is typically one of the most powerful mobile devices. Being able to play some actual full-blown console games like Resident Evil Village and one of the many different Assassin's Creed games that exist. I also believe Death Stranding, but I think that just might be M1 or higher max. I don't honestly remember. Who really cares? But that honestly seems like a better idea for most people, at least who own existing devices, than to commit to buying a whole new phone that you're going to have to live with. And I think that's what they're trying to do, is make the whole system as thin as possible, which does negatively impact ergonomics and controls. And as I stated before, if they're going to be charging an arm and a leg for this device, it is going to have to come packing with enough power to justify it. The highest end chipset I've ever seen iNeo use has been the Snapdragon G3X Gen 2, and that's found in a couple of their other different emulation handheld devices, and it's fine. It's a little bit faster than the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 2 that we see inside of some of the many different Odin devices. I would really not want to see, though, that chipset in a mobile phone that's going to inevitably cost at least $800. Ideally, I wouldn't want to see this thing for more than $600. But if it's going to be more than $600, it better damn well come with specs appropriate to it. Because sometimes, I'll be honest, I feel like a lot of these Android emulation companies do not appropriately spec their devices with chips of the current modern age. And that comes from, a cost perspective and all. But this is going to be a high-end mobile phone. You can't be throwing some random-ass MediaTek chip in here. If it is going to be gunning for that, $1,000 plus price tag, it better come with a Snapdragon 8 Elite chip, which would be freaking insane to see in one of these kinds of devices dedicated to gaming. There's a ton of other devices like the Red Magic devices, and Asus still makes gaming phones, I think, and a few different other options. But to have one with built-in controls, this could be the ultimate gaming phone for anybody who is that hardcore of a mobile gamer. On top of that, with the potential future of Steam games becoming more and more compatible with ARM chipsets, especially with the advent of something like GameHub, you have the potential of even playing some of your favorite Steam PC games on your mobile phone, justifying an expense like this even more. If you find yourself to be a constant mobile gamer and just playing on the bus or in the car or on the train or between classes, and you want to be able to keep playing your favorite Steam games, getting the highest end chipset possible combined with an easy and most portable form factor, I could see an iNeo Pocket Go device actually be really cool, especially if it comes with this amazing high-end chipset. With the future as bright as it is of bringing more and more PC ARM compatibility stuff happening, it would be actually incredibly amazing. And I could see this being a truly amazing device for that. But I don't entirely think that's going to be the case. This is going to be inevitably between $600 and $800. I don't think they're going to be willing to go more than $1,000 on a mobile phone. That is a huge investment on their part. And they've only started recently working with Snapdragon. I highly doubt they can get any amount of allocation for an 8 Elite. On top of that, there are just easier, more accessible alternatives and things that you can currently already buy that achieve the same thing, like the MCON controller for your iPhone, or things like the Ambernic RG Slide, which has already recreated that Sony Xperia Play experience. The only thing I can really think about that this could actually provide you an appreciably better experience is that overall build quality. Aluminum, glass, beautiful, razor thin, at least for what it is. If what you care most about is emulation, I don't think you really need to buy this, because there are so many other devices, like the Ambernic RG Slide, that will achieve all your emulation dreams at once in a very simple, easily purchasable, less than $300 device. In fact, I think it is currently $169, $170-ish. I know it's around $200 these days. I would love to hear what you guys think, though. Are you excited for this potential iNeo phone? Are you in the market to buy a phone dedicated for gaming to replace your current one? I would love to hear what you guys think about this down below. Big shout out to members of the channel. Znerig, as always, you are amazing. And if you want to become a member today, it is, I think, $5 or $1. I don't remember. I barely talk about it. But if you want to become a member, you can get shout outs in the end of the video and little member badges to show everybody how much you love me. I will have affiliate links down below for anything I've talked about this video. If you click on those and make any purchases with them, they go a long way in helping support the channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All the other social media garbage down below. And last but not least, have a wonderful day.